if you're looking to create YouTube thumbnail images like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, and like this, then I'm going to show you how I create Canva thumbnail images very, very easily. And before we jump into the specifics and all the details and the how-to and the tutorial, I'm going to give you some general tips on how to really improve the quality of your thumbnails and to incorporate the best elements into your thumbnails. So when I create a thumbnail, I'm always first, and you'll notice that on the thumbnails we just showed you, always including a human face making eye contact. The most compelling, the most eye-catching thing on the planet is a human face, especially one that is making eye contact. Human beings have an instinctual drive to make eye contact with people who are looking at them. When you ever feel like, oh my God, somebody is looking at me? Well, that's an instinctual impulse, a literally autonomic reaction that you have when somebody is looking at you. So number one thing is I always include a human face making eye contact. And if you rewind this video, you'll see each one of those thumbnails did exactly that. I also include bold text. The best type of text that you can put on a screen is actually a number. Numbers stand out a lot more than words, right? So numbers. And then if you are going to include text, include a small amount of text and use simple words. And then I always outline the words to really make them clear and pop. Another thing that you can incorporate are corporate logos. So a corporate logo is something that's very easily recognizable. The McDonald's logo, the Tesla logo, the Apple logo. Those are good things to put in thumbnails because they have wide reach, wide, you could say, recognition. Another thing is to include background images. So like a kind of a faded background image to give it a little bit of texture. I'll show you how to do that. A drop shadow. So adding that shadow to really make things pop. Contrasting colors. That's another point here, right? We have this gray with this white, so it really stands out. And then adding layers, having multiple layers. And we're going to show you how to do all of these things in this tutorial. And we're going to create a YouTube thumbnail from completely scratch right now. Okay, again, just to review, you see that those kind of guidelines that I gave there are in each one of these thumbnails. So human face making eye contact, bold letters, this one too, right? All of these incorporate those elements that I was talking about. Human faces, bold text, eye contact through the screen, okay? All these images. So how do we create a YouTube thumbnail? Well, I'm gonna start from scratch here. So starting all the way over from scratch. The first thing that I wanna put in and how I start my thumbnails is I add the face. The face is kind of what I build everything around. So I'm going to grab a face here and I'm going to grab this gentleman's face here. His name is Dr. Breakthrough. Okay. So Dr. Breakthrough, he's got this great headshot, great image here. And I'm going to use his image as a starting point. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to place his image and then I'm going to start to add the text. So what I want to do here is this is going to be a Canva tutorial thumbnail. So I'm actually going to make a thumbnail for this video. So I'm going to do a little bit of text and I want to make it really large. You know what? I'm actually going to use my own face. How about that? How about, since it's my video, maybe I should add my own face. So I'm going to go to another Canva document where I have a picture of myself. So I went into another one of my Canva docs where my headshot is. I can go to another presentation and I can click on the image I want to copy that image, then go back into my other image and paste it. So you see there, I've copy and pasted my image into this thumbnail. So then I can use that and I'm going to make it, you know, kind of large and in the middle of the screen. I'm then going to add this word Canva, okay, because that's what the tutorial is about. So I went over here, I added text and I added a heading text. Now I can just use this regular font, but I kind of like these other fonts a little bit more. So I'm going to look at this font here. I like this font. So if I wanted to use that font for this thumbnail, I could simply click on that image and then click on it and it will tell me what font it is up here. So that's League Spartan, okay? So I'm going to click on that and then I'm going to click up here and I can select that, which is this one right here, okay? So I like that text. You see it's bold. It's really easy to read. Now you see that text kind of falls behind my head. I want it in front of my head. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the position, okay? So the position is the layer. So this layer is sitting on top of this layer. I want it reversed. I want this layer to be on top of this layer. So I'm going to click on that text and then I'm going to click position. And then I'm going to move it forward. And now you see that is in front of my head instead of behind my head. I'm even going to expand it out maybe a little bit like that and move my head over here. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a background image. So maybe my background image is like some YouTube thumbnails, right? So maybe I actually want to grab some of these thumbnail images and put them in the background. And I kind of experiment with this a lot. So I do have another image that has a lot of these thumbnail images in it. So I'm going to try to find that quickly. Right here. So I have all these images. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these images. And again, I'm going to drag them back into my thumbnail and I'll just paste them. You see how they all kind of pasted here? What I'm going to do is I'm going to group these. So I paste all of these. I'm then going to group them all together. Okay. I'm then going to expand it out so it kind of goes behind me. And then I'm going to adjust the position. So I'm going to put them all behind. And then I'm going to kind of fade it. Actually, no, I'm not going to fade the image. I'm not going to adjust the transparency of it, right? With this feature, I can adjust the transparency. Okay. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to create another layer. This is to kind of black it out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a large square, a large rectangle. I'm going to make it black. I'm going to make the transparency. I'm going to reduce the transparency. Okay. So now it's transparent. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the position so that layer is in front of the background image, but it's not in front of my face. Okay. So it's behind my face. It's behind this. And since this is now kind of too black, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it white. Okay. So that really pops now, but it still doesn't pop enough. So I'm going to give it an outline. So I click on the text, I click effects. I'm going to give it an outline, black outline. Okay. Now it's popping a little bit more, but I still don't think it pops enough. So maybe I'm going to make it a color. So I'm going to click here for the text color. And what I want to do is I actually want to take a Canva-like color. So I'm going to come up here. I took my ink blotter and I can then get the color from there. And that's not light enough. So I'm going to go up here. I'm going to make it even lighter. And then I kind of want to reduce the outline. You see, this is constantly a process of kind of experimenting and using your eye and using taste to see what looks the best. And one of the things that I mentioned is adding a drop shadow. So I'm going to do a drop shadow on this. I'm going to make it all black. I'm then going to adjust the position to put it behind that Canva. And you can see that that just pops a little bit more, right? It outlines the text, makes that text pop a little bit more. This, again, I'm not really liking it, so I'm actually going to make it white again. And I'm going to do what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that black background. I'm going to increase the transparency so that Canva text really pops a lot more. Okay, good. Now what I want to do is I actually want to get the Canva logo. Okay, we said logos are really popular, so I'm going to look up Canva logo on Google. I'm going to go to images, and then here's the logo. So I'm going to grab that logo, copy it. So I just simply click copy on my computer. I can go back to my thumbnail and I can paste it. So that looks pretty good. I like that. And maybe I want to make it really big. And maybe I don't even want to include the word Canva, right? But in this example, I'm going to do that. And I think I'm going to include that right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the text a little bit more. Put that over here. And then I'm going to do this Canva logo. Okay. Yeah, I'm liking that. Looks pretty good. Okay. I'm actually going to make this a lot bigger too. So expand that out. Maybe I'll make my head a little bit smaller. So I'm going to zoom out here because I need a little bit more vision on it. Okay. I kind of like that. Do that. And then I got to adjust this black image too. I kind of like that a little bit more. Again, I'm going to do my drop shadow, black image, all black text, and then put that behind that first image. Okay, I'm kind of liking that. And then I want to add YouTube thumbnails. So I'm going to add another piece of text, and this is going to be YouTube. I'm just kind of adjusting the text size, moving that together a little bit. YouTube thumbnail. Another good thing that I should add to this list is adding things like arrows, directing their attention to what you want them to see. So I'm going to go back, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add an arrow. So I'm going to go over here on my left-hand side. I'm going to go to elements, and I'm going to do arrow. And I'm going to grab this arrow here, move it. So I clicked on this button right here to change the direction. And I'm going to do Canva, and then it's going to point to this YouTube thumbnail. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that. I'm going to copy it. So I have two of them now. I'm going to make this one black. I'm going to put it behind my other one. So I went over here to position, and I can see all my different layers here. So I give it a little bit of a drop shadow, and then I'm going to make it actually like red. so it really stands out. Or maybe, yeah, and then maybe I want to make this YouTube red too. And then maybe instead of a black outline, I'm going to give it a white outline. So I click on effects and I do white outline and I'm going to make it a little bit less. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to give these both a drop shadow. So I just clicked on both, clicked on that one, clicked copy and paste. I'm then going to make them both black. I'm going to make the outline of them both black. And then I can move the position of these two below the other ones. And you see it gave it a nice drop shadow. So this is looking pretty good. I'm kind of liking this. It's looking pretty nice. Maybe I want to adjust this. I'll try maybe a different color. I'm not maybe exactly happy with that. And I'll grab this kind of light blue here, see if that looks nice. Still really not liking it. I think I'm going to keep it white. So we got my head image here. Now what I want to do for this is add maybe an outline. So I'm going to copy my head. So I have two of my heads. I'm then going to kind of offset it to the side. And then I'm going to click on edit and I'm going to go to this over here, duotone. And then this is going to allow me to change the outline color. And I want to, again, do contrasting colors. So maybe that color there. Now I have this kind of red face in front of my face. I'll change the position, move it behind my face, and it gives me kind of this outline. I'm then going to copy it and do it again, move it slightly over, put it behind my head. And you see I got kind of a nice outline for my face here. Okay, contrasting. We're missing a little bit of stuff down here. We could leave that blank, but for me, I maybe want to add something. So what I might do is I might look at some of my other templates and see what did I do in that case? Well, this one, I kind of added some text at the bottom. This one, again, I added some text. This one has a logo. So I'll kind of look at what I like maybe about other elements that I did and see if I can incorporate anything from other slides. Kind of like what I did with this one. Kind of have this little banner image down here. So I'm going to grab this kind of image. I'm going to go back to my image. I'm going to paste that right there. And then maybe I'll make kind of like a little border down here. Now I don't want it in front of my face. So I'm going to move it down here. And then I'm going to position it behind me. I just removed the animation. There was an animation on it. So I'm going to remove that and then put this behind me. Okay. And then I'm going to make it white. Okay. And it's too transparent. So I'm going to increase how white it is. And it looks like it's behind something. The position isn't right. So I need to update the position to put it in front of there. So it really pops. Okay. So that's kind of nice. Not transparent enough. So I'm going to make it just a little bit more transparent. And then I got to think about what to put down here. Okay. So I got to put something down here. And what I'm going to put down there is how to. Okay. So I'm going to put step by step tutorial. So that's what this is. Step-by-step tutorial. I'm going to put that right down here. Again, that's white on white. So I'm going to make it black. And then maybe I'll give it a white outline. Now, this might annoy some people. My shoulders are kind of cut off. You see how that's working there? So maybe I want to, actually fill in my shoulders. So what I can do is I can use some of the Canva AI tools. I'm going to duplicate this so you can see me do it in another window. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of delete everything. I'm going to drag that image back over. And because my shoulders are kind of cut off, I'm going to use an AI tool. So I click on the image, I click up here on see all, and then you'll see there's these Magic Studio tools. These are AI tools. And one of the tools is this Magic Edit. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in my shoulder. I'm going to fill in this part here. So I'm using what's called one of the Magic Studio tools. I'm going to fill that in. And then I can type in here. So what do I want it to include? I want it to include my shirt. And I'm going to generate it. And you'll see it will actually generate some of my shirt. It will actually fill in. And it's not going to be perfect, right? You'll see here it kind of messes it up in some ways. But I can click on it. And that one's pretty good. So I kind of like that one. So I'm going to keep that one. Now see that I have more of an image. It doesn't just kind of cut me off and round me out. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to delete these three. I'm going to paste that new one and my body is more filled in, right? Put that right there. Click here to adjust the position. Again, put it behind that text. And then I'm going to give it the outline again. Okay. Outline there. Click edit, duotone. I liked that one. It really popped. Adjust the position. Do it again. Copy it. Adjust the position behind my other head. And now we have that outline. It looks a little bit more natural. Maybe need to adjust that text a little bit. And then maybe I want this YouTube thumbnail just to be a little bit larger. So I'm going to make that just a little bit larger and move this over. And maybe instead of this orange background, because it's kind of competing with the red, maybe I'll make it blue so it kind of complements that color there. So I can't kind of grab this other arrow. I need to move that over. So I'm just going to go into my position. I'm going to click on it and then I can move it. I can actually grab that and then move that over here. And then if I want to change those red, I'll do a little bit of experimentation and see, does it look better? Is it blue or green even? Maybe pink, right? So this just comes down to taste and what you think looks best. I actually think that looks pretty good. Maybe I want to make this white down here instead of white. Maybe I want to make that blue. So click there, click on my position, and then this, maybe I'll make it blue, light blue, like up here, and then it'll be a little bit more complementing. Yeah, I'll make this a little bit bigger at the top too. Should really fill that up. And instead of black, I'm going to make that white again, and then change the outline to black. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. We're going to use that for this video, and we'll see how it does. If this video gets a lot of views, you'll say, hey, this thumbnail works. But that is how I go about making thumbnails. And it's really just a matter of repetition, doing this a lot, doing a lot of different thumbnails, and then improving over time, taking this as a template, creating new ones, comparing and contrasting, doing a little bit of research. You know, one of the things that you can do on YouTube is you can go to YouTube and you can go to another creator's profile or search up your niche. So maybe I'm looking at how to create Canva thumbnails. And maybe I go to Canva or maybe I go to YouTube and I look what other people are doing and how other people's thumbnails look and find elements that I like about theirs and then incorporate those into my thumbnail. So that is how I create images on Canva, a quick tutorial on how to do YouTube thumbnails with Canva. If you're interested in learning more about Canva, I actually created a course which you can download with a 14-day free trial right below this video. So if you want to download my entire Canva course, we have a 14-day free trial. You can download it below this video, and it gives you not only templates, it gives you my text suggestions, it gives you things that you can download, it gives you tons and tons of tutorials, not only how to create YouTube thumbnails, but how to create downloadable products, how to create courses, how to create banners, flyers. It goes over a ton of different Canva styles, and that course is right below this video. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe for more Canva tutorials, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.